when you look at the second half, was it just a matter of shots not falling or what they were doing against you defensively?
No, I mean, it's always credit to the defense. Minnesota, was good on the defensive end of the court. We got to be better. You got to make shots, you got to make plays, but a lot of credit to their defense, and we got to find a way to be better.
Coach, looking at Devin with 9 turnovers, what did you feel like Minnesota did, and how much of it was their defense, and how much of it was maybe just the offense, how much of it was just strictly Devin?
No, again, kind of similar. Always give the opponent credit, give the team's defense, Minnesota's defense credit. They put a lot of attention on him. I think I got to give Devin better spacing, guys, outlets, better actions into it. So, credit to Minnesota. And Devin's been amazing. He's been a great playmaker. So, it's just a lot of credit to Minnesota. We got to be better.
Quick follow, looking at the Minnesota in terms of getting to the rim, Edwards and Randall. You've talked about, guard your yard. How much of that lack thereof was part of what happened with that tonight?
He's very dynamic. I felt like, some of his, rim attacks, were out of pick and rolls, and at times we're up, and, he was able to split the pick and roll, so we're getting screened, and the bigs are up and aggressive, and, he was able to find some cracks in that. And other times, transition, things like that, he got to the rim. So you always got to take the individual pride. We got to be good on him, but the stuff around it's got to be solid. And, he found a way. He found some opportunities to get to the rim.
Coach, you started Royce, and Ryan, I think, only played a few minutes tonight. Was that a product of coming off the ankle, or was it a matchup and flow type of thing?
I would say Ryan's fine. I don't think it was the ankle. We went with Royce with the starters and played Royce a lot tonight. And, Ryan just didn't get probably the normal or what we expected to play him, just kind of the flow of the game. But he's healthy. He's good.
When you look at that third quarter and those stretches where it feels like the turnovers kind of stack up and the other team goes on a run, what do you feel like you guys need to do better to keep those from kind of spiraling?
Yeah, I think, within the questions, the turnovers is something that, it sometimes just leads to easy baskets for them too. So it's, not only do we not get the shot on goal, at times, the live ball turnovers are leading to easy baskets. So, we got to look at it. We got to find a way to be better, trying to avoid those stretches.
Coach, you guys have Kevin Durant closing in 30,000 points. He got under 100, closer to it tonight, and Devin got closer to Walter, under 100 tonight. What does it mean to have two of those guys in your career, great players, now on your squad?
Yeah, incredibly fortunate, to see them up close, to work with them every day, to know the milestones that they're reaching, kind of, Kevin individually at 30,000 and, Devin for the organization and for himself individually to become the all-time leading scorer. It's just, two of the greats in our league, and, their numbers, I guess, speak for themselves. I'm going to have to find out how close they are, but it's impressive.
Coach, with Nikhil breaking loose there for a few threes in the second half, was that more of a product of missed rotations on the backside or just, Ant getting downhill?
No, the one that probably hurts is he banks one in, and then all of a sudden, it feels like the basket was big for him. Edwards commands a lot of attention, and then Gobert roll into the basket. So, I wouldn't say mistakes necessarily. It's just, Edwards commands a lot of attention, and you got to make rotations. You got to be in two places at once, and sometimes guys are going to get some shots. So, credit to them. We got to find a way to be better.
Coach, All-Star reserves are announced tomorrow. Do you have a final case for Book to make it and join Kev in San Francisco in 2 weeks? 3
Yeah, I
weeks?
mean, Book's, one of the great two guards in our league right now. What he's done, this season as a scorer, as a playmaker, as a leader, it's just, he's clearly in our minds an all-star. Hopefully the other coaches see and respect what he's done, this season. It's never easy, but that guy's, he's one of the best players in our league, so I don't see how he's not an all-star.
Hey, Mike, the trade deadline looming, there's been a lot of talk about that involving some of your players. Is it a distraction? Would you be glad to get it out of the way?
I think we have a mostly veteran team that's been through this and understands how the league works. And I think the work and the focus every day has been good. We've been playing good basketball. Tonight we had stretches where we weren't our best, so that happens. And so I think the veteran presence on our team helps us during this time of year.
Coach, back here. I believe it was 30 points in the paint for you guys in the first half. I know you've been asked a variety of different questions about the difference between the two, and we obviously saw firsthand how this Minnesota defense can trip this team up in the playoffs last year. But in particular with the blitzing and hedging defenses out on the perimeter, what do you feel like is the main ingredient that needs to flip in order for you guys to be able to handle those situations better?
Yeah, I would say we maybe got to find ways to make it harder to blitz and harder to hedge. I think, if we maybe have multiple actions and the ball is moving and, guys are touching, I think that can make it harder to blitz and hedge. And then we got to have great spacing. We have great outlets, around the blitzes and the hedges. And we got to play through the bigs, and we got to be able to play through, the straight ahead or the kickback pass. All right, thank you, guys.
Kev, just starting off, how did this one get away from you guys tonight?
The third quarter, I don't think we were aggressive enough to score the ball, and I think they took advantage of that. We turned it over. They was able to get easy points. So 18 points in the quarter is not us. And, they shot 56 from the 50, 40, 90, 50, 55, 45, 90. Yeah, that's a tough way to win. You know what I'm saying? You can't win games like that.
Kevin, looking at Devin with the turnovers, Coach was just saying that he's got to give him more outlets as far as the space, and just maybe the lack of that tonight partially led to the turnovers for him. You think?
Yeah, we got to make ourselves available for him. He's gonna get two bodies on him. So we got to get in his eyesight, and to prevent most of those. So when he gets the ball in the post, pick and rolls, I think we can move a little bit more so we can prevent turnovers from him. But turnovers is a part of the game where you're trying to be aggressive, you're trying to make stuff happen. A guy might get his hand on the basketball here, But I think he had great intentions the whole night. It's just that they got their hands on a few basketballs and we didn't space out for him.
And just to follow up with your thumb, how did it feel tonight?
If I'm out there, I ain't worried about it.
Hey, Kev, how did you injure it in the first place?
After one play, I just felt it after one play. I don't know exactly what happened, but I just hit somebody. But I'm out there. I said I'm good. I felt good tonight. Everything felt great tonight.
When you look at those stretches like the third quarter where the turnovers kind of seem to pile up and the other team goes on a run, what do you feel like you guys can do better to cut down on when it kind of feels like it's starting to spiral?
Try not to panic. Try not to get try not to let that control the next few possessions. It's a next possession mentality. Usually when you get one or two turnovers in a row, you can just compound bad plays after bad plays. So that's a part of the growth as a team. I don't think we didn't spiral out of control after a few turnovers, but that gave them momentum, and You know, when you give a team like this momentum, they take advantage of it. And, but adversity is good. We just still trying to still want to get better around this time. And as tough as games like this tonight is, it's something we can watch on film and learn from those mistakes.
Kevin, I apologize for asking this question after a loss, but you moved to within 100 points of 30,000 career points tonight. Have you thought about what reaching that milestone might mean? That's pretty rare air.
Let's talk about it once I get there.
Kevin, with the All-Star reserves being announced tomorrow, I'm just kind of curious, with the influx of talent in today's league, do you think it makes sense to keep that at 12 spots total or kind of expand that maybe 13, 14, 15?
Yeah, when I'm playing 2K, they give you the option in in the My GM mode to add 2 more slots to the All-Star team, and I choose that every time because we should be 15 guys a team. I mean, we get 15 on the roster, so it should be 15 guys, 30 guys that make the game, in my opinion. What is it, 12 now? Yeah, I think we can add 3 more spots to each team. I mean, so many great players that's going out there and impacting their team in a positive way that'll be snubbed. It'll always be snubs every year, but I think we should add 3 more.
Kev, Brittany Griner's leaving the Mercury after spending over a decade with the team. Just wondering what your initial reactions were to that and speak to kind of her impact in the city in your time here.
Yeah, I was definitely shocked to see that. That's just part of professional sports, but BG has just been a staple here in the city for so long. It's kind of weird seeing her in with a new team, but everybody needs to change. Everybody, wants to explore different parts of the country and live in different parts and play basketball in different parts of the country. And Atlanta is an incredible vibe, incredible place, and great basketball town. So she's going to bring her, she's going to impact that city just as much, with just her presence. And love getting to play in the same city as her for the last couple of years. Has been a good friend of mine for a while.
Another question about the All-Star game, Kevin. Would it be befitting for you to get an MVP award?
No, I'm not worried about no MVP. I never worry about MVPs when I'm playing basketball, man. If it happened, it happened, man. So don't put that pressure on me to ask you to go out there and try to win an MVP, bro. If it happened, it does. If it doesn't, man, don't take away from don't diminish my legacy.
It's just for
if I don't go
Golden
get
State, we former teams.
Yeah, all them storylines. I don't play basketball for them storylines, man. Like, if it happens, it happens, man. But don't hold me to that standard, man, of going to go get the MVP in the All-Star game. That is not my concern.
KD, do you think the trade deadline has been a distraction to you guys at all? I mean, you've got 2 guys who are kind of in the middle of it.
No, I don't think so. We grown men. Most of these guys been in the league 8+ years, 9+ years. They understand the business, man. There's nothing new. It's about doing your job and controlling what you can control every single day. Until your name is called or it's not called, you still got to do your job, even if it's here or in another jersey. That's just a part of the business we're in. I think everybody understand that. I want everybody on this team. I want everybody to feel comfortable with their role and their future and their contract, all of that stuff. I would love that for each one of my teammates. And for myself, I've been traded before too, So I understand a part of around this time is a hectic part, but you dive into the work, then everything else will take care of itself.